Presents exciting new opportunities for the investment-minded, but it's also volatile and accelerating in complexity. That's why we created Token Metrics, an intelligent crypto platform backed by an industry-leading combination of data, AI, and media that feeds optimized portfolios to crypto investors. Featuring Token Metrics ratings to help you find the best investment opportunities in real time, an indices page that showcases various model portfolios, and deep insights into price predictions and technical analysis. A dedicated NFT dashboard that evaluates NFT collections and assets by our machine learning algorithm to find the most profitable and secure NFTs across all available blockchains. Plus, with access to Token Metrics TV, monitor 24/7 exclusive crypto news and analysis. Whether you're a first-time trader or a seasoned crypto investor, you can stay informed and in control, backed by your all-in-one crypto companion, Token Metrics. Take control of crypto today at tokenmetrics.com.
We are live. This is the market update. I'm your host, Bill Noble. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And most importantly, if you want the real good stuff, right, from the best in the business, become a Token Metrics customer or an Astrobot holder. And naturally, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Today, we are going to help give you guidance. We will be the lighthouse in the storm. We are going to do what we were doing back in June and July. We're going to go live as much as we can. So let's welcome who's on the stream. MATIC, I saw, wants to buy Solana at 5. May not be a bad idea. We'll give you some levels. We're going to talk a lot about that with some Wall Street war stories. Bull Runner is here first. Welcome. Tough Cookie. Hello. Timothy N. Locked in. Lotmo Crypto is here. Canada is in the house. Glendale, California. AN. Right. The Jones 990. Hello from Oxford. It's got those buy orders in at 14K Bitcoin. Okay. Iron Alien, Lake Life. Okay. Eric from New York. Easy Eats. Welcome. Okay. Mad Max, what's up? Is this a fake pump? Will we dump as the skeletons fall out of the closet? Well, I'm going to read the 1929 book over the weekend. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, what's up, Bill? 300 ETH next from Tyson. John Haney, Boomer Sooner from Oklahoma. Right. Wrong again. Long-term capital. Tell us the story. I've got two. Fire sale. Aiken with the notorious love. Welcome. Okay, Eric in Columbia. Right. Travis, East Tennessee. Right. Totoro says, sorry, we are all lost in this mess. This is true. I can tell you right now, this is the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. Period. Like I saw Gulf War 1, Gulf War 2, .com crash, Enron, 9/11, long-term capital management, 2008, Lehman, Greece, Celsius, 3 Arrows Capital, 2018, crypto crash. This is the most unbelievable. This is the wildest thing and the most difficult thing I've ever seen. And I've been in this market since 1991. That is a fact. You can take a picture of that and you can send it to your friends. I've been in this market 25 years. This is the most effed up thing I've ever seen. Mark L from Hong Kong. What's up? Okay. I saw the red shirt. I know red shirt today, so dump is not over. We'll talk about that. Get to the chopper. You know what? I got that tweet out like just in time. I was like, oh shit. I saw the failure at 1690 and I was like, damn. And then our boss put out something. He was like, be careful, Alameda's may have problems. He just put a news article. And then the next day I was like, oh my God, it's happening again. I put out get to the chopper on my Twitter. I don't know. Like just in time, but maybe 12 hours too late. Hello from Ontario. Wrong again. Long-term capital. Tar Heels are here. Welcome. right? Alabama in the house, right? Sydney, Australia, it's good to see you too, right? SKT Con in the house. Welcome. Welcome to all our live stream viewers. We have Angela here. We have John, right? From snow in Idaho, right? I know we have Reverend Flashback freezing in Europe. Sorry to hear that. That's our friends, Mr. Putin and the deep state in the US, both behaving badly. Okay. Luis Alvarez says, I need a bridge out of New York City. It's the crypto apocalypse. This may be crypto apocalypse part 1. We'll discuss it. Okay. Wrong again. Go Chiefs. Leads England. Andre says, I'm full of panic. Yes, we are either panicked or sick to our stomach as we watch the thing we believe in possibly vaporized. Okay, Portugal is in the house. New crypto guy, my favorite time of the day. Okay, Giant Balloon bought at 15K. Nice swing trade. Congratulations. The Warpler says men behaving very badly, right? We have London is here. We have Spin is in the house. Tough Cookie. Pancakes and peanut butter, Bixie, Oklahoma. We have Ghana, right? The Astrobot crew is in the house. Welcome. Snowmageddon in Edmonton. Never turn your back on the bear. You know, I knew this was the ghost of 2018. I just couldn't deal with it. There's like too much PTSD from 2018. Maybe I can go into that story again. Jess Brown, how far will liquidity sell-off extend? And we have San Diego in the house. Undoubtedly, everybody in Idaho wishes they were in San Diego. And can you explain what GLDN is about? Not today, but there are GLDN videos out. I did a price prediction, and Mind Your Biz has a really good fundamental view on what GLDN is. So he's a blockchain expert. I own GLDN. So I don't do much talking about that other than strict TA in separate videos, right? Because I have it. All right. So let's talk about, let's just get into it. Let's just do it. Okay. Let's start with the PowerPoint. Yes, I'm bringing back the PowerPoint because the PowerPoint into itself is a story. The story, because I just put it up and I'm just going to do the whole narrative all at once. So I just told you, if you missed it, that this is the worst thing I've ever seen in markets, period, bar none. Like Lehman in 2008 was scary. I remember 87 as a college kid. That was scary. I wasn't in the market, but that was scary. Okay. This has got to be the worst thing anybody's seen since 1929. This is the 1929 event I was talking about in July, and for whatever reason stopped talking about it. But obviously I wasn't around for that. I just read the book. Now let's talk about war stories. So you've heard in 2018, you know, Bitcoin was sitting at 6K. Mike Novogratz thought that was the bottom. I don't blame him. We just sort of sat there, and I really hadn't seen these dead ranges before in crypto. I had no idea what it meant. All right. I was working for Charlie Shrem at the time at this place called Crypto IQ, where we're trying to build a reputable crypto research company. I go to like a crypto conference, real small thing. I don't even think it was exclusively crypto. I get up, I'm like, go crypto, put this positive long-term outlook for crypto. I go back to my hotel room. Bitcoin's down 10%. And Bitcoin proceeded to lose half its value over the next 5 weeks. Never forgot the pain of that. Not to mention what that did to Crypto IQ and my career, right? You want to talk about McDonald's? Try Walmart. It was horrible. And there were plenty of signals here that this was the ghost of 2018. I did bring it up, but you know, it would have made for a 5-minute market update. So I have a joke on the market update that sometimes you can do one chart and you can say, and that's the market update and be done. This was one of those cases. I talked about it. I didn't talk about it enough because it was so twisted, right? It was just One chart. Okay, let's talk about 1998. That was when a quantitative hedge fund, long-term capital management, deemed Invincible, I believe run by John Merriweather. Okay, the Invincible quantitative hedge fund had a problem with their mathematics. And all their positions went bad because of a black swan event in Asia, a currency crisis. So when the black swan event happened, they had a little bit of problem with their books, and everybody says, oh, we'll give you a loan. We'll help you. Let's just see your books. And they saw what they were long, and they said, you know what? We'll pass on this bailout. They went home and shorted everything that long-term capital was long until the Fed had to come in, bail out long-term capital management, and Greenspan had to cut rates 3 times to get everybody to calm down. 3 times. Okay? Over one hedge fund. Okay, so I mean, if that's what they have to do to stop a blow up, I don't think the Fed is going to be coming in to bail out FTX unless the Fed actually has. Unless the Fed's like, we can't have the system blowing up because of some pinhead with frizzy hair. I swear to God, I wouldn't doubt it. I don't think so, because I think they just want these guys to disappear. Now, back to men behaving badly in 2008. Just a reminder, 2008 started in October of 2007, accelerated in March of 2008 with Bear Stearns. That was an investment bank that failed. Everybody thought it was over. And then Lehman went bankrupt in September. And then it took 3 weeks for the market to go down, as in the stock market. So Lehman in 2008, that was the bank that they let fail. So they bailed out everybody. Then they decided they couldn't bail out one more firm. And then Lehman went under. And even in that case, it took 3 weeks for the stock market to go down because nobody knew what Lehman blowing up actually meant for the system. And eventually the Fed had to come in with QE. It had to make every bank take $10 billion in capital, whether they wanted it or not. Now, just like 2018 in crypto, 2008 and Lehman was not over in 2 days. Now, long-term capital management was a little bit quicker, right? But it still wasn't over in 2 days. And that was with the Fed coming in and cutting rates 3 times. So this debacle, right, could reach stable coins. I mean, remember Luna? Like, let's have a laugh. You want to have a laugh? Let's have a laugh. Remember Novogratz getting in trouble over his Luna tattoo? Remember when that was a big... Remember when Luna was... Oh God, Luna went to zero. $70 billion wiped out. This is going to be like 3 or 4 times that. That was a protocol, not an exchange. Not to mention the VCs and everybody who's invested here and everybody who's loaned money to those counterparties. Okay. I mean, it's like laughable. I was like talking about this morning. Like, remember Celsius and Luna back in the day? I mean, crypto moves so fast that literally Luna and Celsius feels like, oh yeah, remember that little teeny weeny event back in the day? I mean, like, people are like hiding under their table. I was in a Twitter space this morning where the head of the project that we're doing the Twitter space with had like a psychologist inside the community that was offering services. That's how messed up it is. And of course, people lost a lot of money. People lost everything. You know, I just can't even imagine. You know, this bear market has figured out a way to separate people from their money like I like nothing I've ever seen. It was like millions on the way up and just vaporizing on the way down. Never seen anything like it. Okay, and even still, but there are things that we're seeing that are just like old times. Sam Bankman-Fried seeking up to $9.4 billion for FTX's rescue. So let me get this straight. Sam Bankman-Fried was a hero, decried by Jim Cramer as the JP Morgan of crypto for saving us all from Celsius and 3 Hours Capital. Meanwhile, he was doing the same things that they were doing and worse. Sam is telling you everything is all right this morning, and he's allowing withdrawals, and he's going to get $9.5 billion from somebody to rescue the people with the money on the exchange. So where's he getting that money from? Did he go to the discount window with the Fed? Like FTX was not the Fed back in July. I said that. It's good that he saved the company. They stopped the crypto market from going down. Binance and CZ, who probably traded against Sam's portfolio by getting a look-see at the books. CZ is not the Fed. They're not central banks. There's no central bank in crypto. Everyone's like, we're in crypto. We're a free market, damn it. Yeah, you're right. We are. So that means when imbeciles blow up, it blows up so hard that it just wipes people out. Okay? Just blows up that hard. So when everyone's telling you everything is all right, what did that mean back in the Celsius days? What did that mean? Oh, don't worry. I'm going to have 10 billion by Monday. And speaking of Monday, that's what you have to ask yourself. Okay. Like yesterday, everyone was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Today, everyone's like, we're saved. Okay. Forget that. The same thing happened in 29, right? Everyone was like down. Oh my God. Then up on Thursday, everything was fine. And by Tuesday of next week, okay. If they're telling you everything is fine, it's not. If they fully disclose the debacle, and then maybe they get some help after they fully disclose the debacle, okay, maybe I'll buy a bottom. Maybe I'll buy. But if they're telling you everything is all right, it's not. Period. Okay, now let's talk about how we're going to navigate the market. This was the one chart. This was it. Dylan LeClaire had this. Basically, the orange line is the 7-day moving average of the Bitcoin hash rate. And when Bitcoin hash rate spikes like it did here in the top right-hand corner, I mean, it spiked off Celsius. It spiked at the Bitcoin top. It spiked before COVID crash. I mean, when the Bitcoin hash rate spikes, Bitcoin collapses, period. And when Bitcoin is sitting in a range like this and the Bitcoin hash rate goes up, it's a mini 2018. It wasn't that kind of hash rate spike, but you could see it, right? The hash rate explodes, Bitcoin does nothing, and then Bitcoin gives out. How far does Bitcoin go down? Is Bitcoin done? I don't know. We'll talk about it. But this was the one chart market update for, I don't know, 2 months. Okay, let's just do a reminder on 2018. The decline in 2018 started on November 5th with a small red candle, and it proceeded to go down for 5 weeks. So to get everyone cleared out, it took 5 weeks. You know, I guess it could be shorter than that if FTX declares bankruptcy. I don't know. That's what stopped Celsius, right? From all these assets having to be dumped into the market. And personally, I think the biggest risk now is stablecoins. Everyone's trying to tell me that because the market is up, there's no problem with stablecoins. Well, I got a better idea. The market is up because everyone is like, oh my God, I got to get out of stablecoins and into Bitcoin or ETH. Bitcoin or ETH will go down 30, 40, 50%. The stablecoins could go to zero. Right? I mean, do you trust anything at this point? I mean, I trust proof of work in Bitcoin, even if Bitcoin could get killed. But nobody has said, and everyone's like shouting me down, nobody has said that the market is up today because everybody's trying to get into crypto and out of stablecoins. Right? Just a thought. All right. How are you going to navigate this market? This is no bullshit. I'm using Token Metrics' AI machine learning based support and resistance levels. This is I lived here in Celsius and I'm back, right? You type in the symbol. I might show you later on a live demonstration, but we have AI and machine learning that reads the charts. And it's not the perfect interface because sometimes you have to go way back, right? And you can only see like, slices of price action. And I'm just telling you right now, I know I work at the company, etc. This is where I'm making a living. There's no other way to navigate this, in my opinion. That's it. You got to see what no one else can see. All right. So what do we got here? This is Bitcoin, right? And this is a slice of history from the past. So 19,300 is a level. 15,800 is a level. Notice somebody scooped up some Bitcoin. Maybe he was looking at Token Metrics. And who knows, the ultimate destination might be a big prior high at 13,900. Like 14K could be the end destination of Bitcoin if this thing pukes itself out next week, Tuesday, like 1929. If it goes 1929, 14K is possible. It's always possible it could be worse, but, I don't know that, a 20% rally in one day is something that you want to go with. I remember in 2008 when NASDAQ went up 10% in one day, which is like, I don't know, a crypto doing a 1x, right? It's like, you were paid to get short at the close to the tick, and then it went straight down. So 13.9 is a level. Okay, ETH. So 1350 is a key level. I have that area in other forms of analysis. So if ETH is above 1346, okay. If it's not, then you could be looking at back through 1208. That was where the post-Celsius rally took off from. So you reject 1346 and you take out 1208 for a second time. You could be looking at filling inefficiencies down at 1,000. And I have guys that are saying if you start taking out 1,000, you could be looking at 700 or 500. Now you're like, oh my God, Bill, what are you talking about? People, you got to have scenarios in this market. You got to know, right? If you want to be involved and you want to do long-term investing or even trading, you got to know what the levels are, right? And if this thing's crack, right, there may be an opportunity if it really does blow up for long-term investors to be able to come in. 700, as I also understand it, is like an important level. So you just need a list of all the important levels. And the way to do it is the way I'm doing it on PowerPoint, right? Okay, so here's like the Armageddon levels. So as you can see, 894 was a big deal up in the top left. 713 was a minor level, and like this absolute monster give up trade started at 545. So these are just levels to keep in mind in case this rally fails and just gets totally stupid. Like, you want to talk about downside levels when the market's up 20%. You don't want to talk about this when the market's down 20%. That's not good research, right? You want to be able to say to yourself, okay, if I raise capital or I do tax loss selling, where do I want to come back in? Now, of course, CPI is also out today, right? And the dollar is crashing. And my idea about being long gold is working out. We'll talk about that later. But in crypto, you need to know what the levels are. Upside, downside. Only way to do that, token metrics. Okay, Solana. Okay, so a word about Solana, right? FTX was using Solana and FTT, or was borrowing against its own monopoly money. Okay, so let me just say this, right? Now, Solana at 18, Solana at 15, Solana is going to be a part of Web3. There's no point in saying anything bad about Solana if it's at 18, 990, or 69 cents, which are the three technical levels on the downside. What is the point of hating on Solana at this point? There isn't any. Okay, but here's something that I want you to keep in mind about crypto and about altcoins. What is considered money? What is considered collateral? We learned back in June and July that even Bitcoin was not collateral in a stressful situation. What a comedic outcome to have Sam think FTT and Solana were going to be collateral when Bitcoin wasn't really collateral back in the Celsius days. I mean, it wasn't. Altcoins are not collateral. They're not. They're not assets on a balance sheet. They're not. They're speculative instruments. They're tickets to computer networks that could be the future of the internet. And their value is nebulous, right? It's determined by Mr. Market, not by some guy in a skyscraper in Miami. It's just not, right? Okay, so there's breaking news here. FTX is announcing that the Tron credit facility, that we have reached an agreement with Tron to establish a special facility to allow holders of Tron, BTT, JST, Sun, and HT to swap assets from FTX one-to-one to external wallets. Great. So now we have Sam Bankman-Fried as the Fed. Now we have Justin Sun. Right. Okay. Not inspiring confidence. Okay. What is and what is not collateral? What is and what is not a bank? What is and what is not a central bank? There's no central bank in crypto, and Solana and FTT are not money. So if you have altcoins, okay, as I've said on prior stream, and you need to sell them and they have not worked out, right? It's time to call your account. This is not investment advice or tax advice, okay? But Solana just taught everybody a lesson because, again, everyone's all down on Solana as money, but maybe they shouldn't be down on Solana as technology. But they got themselves twisted around because they didn't understand what they owned. Understand what you own. Okay, back to PowerPoint. Avalanche, right? Same thing. Okay, this was the big collateral debacle last time. 14 is a level, 18 above that, 952 below that. You know, what is this worth if Ethereum is at 700? Like, these are the questions that no one's asking themselves. Like, we know what this is worth when ETH is up 20% in one day. That's not a question. You just look at the screen. You don't need research for that because in research, you get paid for imagination. So if ETH goes back to 2000, Avalanche, I don't know, it's probably worth 31. It's not marked, but it's this level up here. Okay, now, you know, if Avalanche is below 9, it's at 0. You know, what goes all the way up comes all the way back down. That was the lesson of the .com crash. That was the lesson of ARK, ARKK, most recently. Can it happen? I don't know. Do I want it to happen? No, but you better know where the levels are. 14, 14.3, and 9.5. That's all you need to know. You need to know the levels. And you need to know what is probably going to happen if it breaks those levels. Because again, is this over in 2 days? Can you have a multi-billion-dollar debacle over in 2 days? Okay, so here's Solana with hidden pivot analysis hitting a bottom at 15. So ironically, the good news for the market is that Solana may have hit a bottom. Now, Solana can't hold 15 and winds up taking this out. Okay, but if you're interested in the tech, not in Solana as money to buy NFTs, but if you're interested in the tech, Solana at 15 could be interesting. And if Solana is not interesting at 15, this market is effed. Okay, let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about the long-term HODL idea. So when Bitcoin broke 31, when we were doing sell in May and go away, I had 2 targets. I had 20 and 14. Okay, and Bitcoin keeps pulling up short of 14, which is curious, right? 16 is a decent support level, so I'm not shocked that that held. But if it doesn't hold, then you're looking at 14, which seems reasonable. And then another hidden pivot level, if it's not reasonable, is 11.4. And again, no one is talking about Michael Saylor. No one is talking about the big hedge funds. No one is talking about what happens if this turns into contagion, right? In 1998, that's what everyone was talking about. Oh my God, there's contagion from an Asian currency crisis. And then a hedge fund blew up and then Greenspan had to cut rates. Is Greenspan going to are they going to roll him out of an old age home to cut rates 3 times? No. Okay. So Bitcoin's just got to find a price. Right now, if you get Bitcoin at 14, that could be incredible. You could get Bitcoin at 11.4. Everyone's like, Bitcoin is dead. Okay, maybe, but it's money. It's hard money. Okay, it's not digital gold. Gold is gold, and we're going to talk about that because if you were in gold, you did not get effed on this whole thing. You did not. Yeah, okay. For traders, it went down 40% and went up 20%, and that was great if you were a trader. If you wanted to stay up all night and you had ice water running through your veins. If you didn't, gold was better. And we'll talk about that. Okay, so ETH, the Williams oscillator, as you can see here, is back at 0. So ETH is about to do a massive move. Massive, right? I don't know if it's up or down. Okay, but when the Williams oscillator gets to 0 like this, ETH can just go. It's either going way up or way down. Okay, now, not to compare ETH to FTT, but FTT, I saw this and I was like, what does this mean? And I was like, get to the chopper. Because FTT had the same signal on the Williams oscillator. It kind of popped up and then it went to 0 and then FTT crashed. crashed. I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen to ETH. What I am saying is a big move is coming in ETH. Today's move is not the big move. The big move is coming. Shocking. Let me say that again. Today's move in ETH is not the big move. The big move is coming. Now, hopefully it's not this. Hopefully. I would love it if ETH went straight up. I think the only way that's going to happen, I would think, is if the Fed comes in and actually does bail out FTX. Okay, Justin Sun being involved does not inspire confidence. Okay, let's talk about gold. Gold has made a double bottom. And I like the Williams oscillator in gold as well as bullish stochastics divergences. Everybody has forgotten about macro. I was like, oh my God, macro. And then FTX blows up. Now everyone's forgotten about macro. You have inflation at 7%. Oh, inflation is much better. Yeah, dude, it's at 7%, homie. That sucks. Okay, it's better than expected, but it's not where the Fed wants inflation. But the good news is the Fed watching the whole world break here, because we did talk about something is going to break. Something is going to break. Something in legacy still could break if they continue on this like war path on tightening, right? Remember when I was talking about they went hawk-tard and you should fade that? It was the opposite of them telling you it was transitory. They're idiots, right? Powell is an idiot. But he's got to back off. He's either got to do the rate hikes he says he's going to do and then stop or pause. You know, he can get rates to 4 3/4 or something like that, but he's not getting funds to 5% or more. He can't keep it there. The government can't pay the interest on the debt at those interest rates. So Powell's got to back off and inflation is at 7%. I can't believe there's a better case for gold. Again, where is this market going to be on Monday or Tuesday? Everyone's like, oh my God, it's down. Oh my God, it's up. Oh my God, it's down. Oh my God, it's up. Everyone's got tunnel vision. Where is this market going to be on Monday? I wouldn't be shocked if gold was at 3,000 on Monday. People just go, wow. F this volatility in crypto. I can just get long only. Boom, done. GDXJ, junior gold mining stocks, some kind of head and shoulders bottom. That's like the altcoins of the gold stock market. GDX weekly. Okay, now to be balanced, GDX is coming up and it's retesting an old floor. Will the ceiling be the floor in will the old floor become the new ceiling in big cap gold stocks? You see GDX above 28.71, $28.71. It's on in gold. Dollar index. Remember everybody worried about this? Oh, wait. Oh, it's crashing. US dollar, divided populace, Fed policy error, inflation coming down, limits to how much they can tighten. Yours. Absolutely hate it. Not going to stop hating it. So sick and tired. I thought this thing was going to go higher. This thing totally twisted me around. I can't stand it. Right? I don't even think this has to go any lower for gold to go higher and for Bitcoin to eventually bottom after they've done the men behaving badly program. Meanwhile, back on token metrics, if I get this right, the token metrics grade in yellow for PAX Gold has risen to 80. So sometimes with token metrics, the grade, this is when it's the most powerful. Like when the grade will move before price does. As I understand it, I don't have it in front of me, but there was a similar warning the other way on FTT, whereas the grade collapsed and then the price of FTT went with it. You know, that trade's over. In this case, the grade for PAX has mooned and price has done nothing. So I'm going to go with PAX. Not investment advice, right? Like, you know, ETH could go to 2,000 and it could go to 700. Okay. And this could do nothing or it could double. Okay. So PAX does have resistance on the upside to keep it balanced, right? So at 1801 and 1826, there's resistance. So like in GDX, the gold stocks, you know, PAX has got to work through resistance. PAX has got to show people are willing to pay higher prices. Okay. That's a fact. I'm cool, right? I'm not a wild man, but you know, again, where is this market going to be on Monday? Right? Is Jerome Powell giving Sam 10 billion? Okay. I mean, I'm glad that they're letting people get some money out, but I mean, it's like Celsius on a grander scale. FTX in a crypto market with a central bank would be considered too big to fail. So everyone was making fun of me about gold, and then everybody lost 30% in crypto. Now they're back up. Everyone's like, okay, everything's fine. Is it? Is it? Can they squeeze it more? Yeah, they can squeeze it a lot more. There's a lot of people short. A lot of people got short. A lot of people hedged. Miners may have sold futures and gotten hedged. I'm not saying crypto can't go higher short term. I'm just saying, is a debacle like this over after 48 hours of selling? No. No. I mean, what was Celsius and Voyager? It was like, sell in April. At April, I was saying sell in May and go away, and that was over in July. And that was like peanuts compared to what we're talking about here, because we don't know who else is going to blow up, who's like connected to FTX. We have no idea. We have no visibility about this. We just have Sam telling you, don't worry, I'm going to get 10 billion. Everything is okay. Right. Okay, MATIC. Something fundamentally may be going on with MATIC, because every time it goes down, it comes straight back. It's above $1.02. The next resistance is at 160. So I guess if this thing continues, people are showing that they want MATIC. I'm guessing because somebody, I got this from a good source, not a good source. And I got this from a very smart person that, somebody may know something about MATIC, which is why they bring it back up after they drop it. Okay, that's great. That's for MATIC. That's a singular story about a singular crypto. I don't think I'd read into MATIC and have that imply something over to the rest of the market. Now, again, if it's over in 2 days, I do work for a crypto company. So you need to know your levels on the upside and on the downside. Okay, Token Metrics is now multilingual. Okay, so you can get us in multiple languages. Okay, that is great, and I'm glad we have it. But I would get your ass over to that technical analysis function where you can see what the relevant levels are. And if you got to call customer support to figure out how to use it, do it. Astrobots are trading below mid price. So I don't understand why anybody, after seeing this presentation, is not getting those levels, because whether it's a top or a bottom, whether it was over yesterday or it's over on Tuesday or over in a month, or whether the Fed is not going to tighten, you have to know what the levels are. And everybody who's looking at the same thing on TradingView is undoubtedly going to be wrong. And that is the PowerPoint version of the market update. Okay, let's see what we got going on in the comments. Okay. Spin says this is never over until the Fed shuts it down. I said this morning. I was on a Twitter space, and I'm like, you know what the next risk is other than liquidity risk, where you don't know whether you can buy or sell, right? Like can I get my money off FTX? And then if I'm not on FTX, can I buy or sell in general? That's one risk people are not talking about. That was a problem in 1929. The other risk is regulatory risk, that the regulators use this as an excuse to walk through the front door, and they make, big American exchanges prove that, they have enough money to cover withdrawals. They can do that. So, hey, we want to see the books now, right? They can do it. It's Gensler's dream, right? And then, God forbid, the Fed has to get involved. That there's something, risk to the system, okay? Spin says, I'm a wild man, GLD. Wrong again. Okay. Oh, yeah. USDT, please. Okay. Let's bring up the live today. Okay. Okay. So here's the FTX announcement, okay, about the Tron credit facility. Makes me feel so much better that Tron is backing everything. Okay. So again, all right. So this is 89-minute Tether. We've seen this before. I did see something that Tether has increased its holdings of treasury bills 58% in recent days. I'm not sure where exactly that tweet is, but here's my question. If they've increased their holdings of treasuries in recent days, what sludge did they own before they were in treasuries? You know what I'm saying? Like places like Alameda and other these big institutions that are insolvent. Okay, let's just say they got out of all their crypto. Let's just pretend that they're done selling, because that's what happened. When forced selling is over, the market just levitates back up. So I'm not doubting that. Tether, maybe the forced selling was there and it's back up. Okay, great. That's fine. But what happens if these guys have to get out of stable coins and they're forced to liquidate to get to 10 billion? I mean, are you telling me they're going to pledge a stable coin to get a loan for 10 billion? Okay, so, USDC, you look at a daily chart. Okay, everybody got upset. It broke the peg. It comes back. We've seen this before. Okay, the question is, it's not where all this stuff is now. Where is it on Monday? Where is this on Monday? Remember what we said at the start. What is money? What is money? It's not what is cryptocurrency, right? It's what is collateral. You can believe in cryptocurrency. You just can't create a giant hedge fund and take depositors' money and think that the cryptocurrency is collateral. That's not what cryptocurrency is designed for. It's designed to be an alternative to the dollar. Now, meanwhile, back at the Bitcoin ranch, the Williams oscillator, okay, for all of this volatility, is now back at zero. And I kind of blew this off once in FTT, and I'm not inclined to make the same mistake. Okay, so if this thing pops its head above zero on an additional rally, what does that mean? Does that mean there's going to be a monster rally? It could. I really would love to believe this means a monster rally in Bitcoin. But I'm afraid of what happens when equities close, because let's face it, that's what's holding up everything right now. Stocks are up 4%. Okay, what is going to happen when equities close? Okay, and it's the same thing in ETH on the 89-minute chart. I hate to be a jerk, but everyone wants to hear war stories until I tell them that things like this can't be over in 2 days. Can sellers get exhausted? Yes. Can there be consolidation? Yes. Nothing goes straight up or straight down. But are you seriously going to tell me that this whole thing is over? I mean, it took Celsius a month to unwind, and that even required bankruptcy for their collateral to not get dumped into the market. Now, obviously, we don't want their collateral to get dumped into the market, but obviously, I'm a little worried that after a big move of this magnitude, Williams oscillator is warning of a big move. Now, is that ETH at 1,700? Well, geez, that would be awesome, right? Okay, so Ronak says, when will the Fed pivot happen? Folks, the Fed pivot happened this morning, right? I mean, if the Fed comes in and goes beyond what they said they were going to do, so if they're going to do 75 in December, then they're going to do whatever they said they were going to do. They want funds as close to 5% as they can. I don't think it's sustainable above 4, but I get that they want to get it there. Everyone's like, the Fed's going to do 50 on the next rate hike. I would say it's more likely. I don't think the Fed's going to come out and go, you know what, we're going to do 50 because some guy with frizzy hair. No, that's not going to happen. They're going to say, we're doing monetary policy based on what we've said. We're going to raise rates 75 basis points, and we're going to sit back, grab some popcorn, and watch what happens. That's the pivot, right? When they basically say, okay, we did a rate hike. We're going to move rates to where we want them to be, and then we're going to sit back and watch. And that's what's being priced into the market right now, I think. Okay, now, does that save crypto? Does that save crypto from liquidation pressure? I don't know. You don't know, what the fallout is, and a loan from Justin's son is not the answer. It just isn't. I'm sorry. Right? I mean, this is not, I mean, what ended it last time? I mean, let's just answer that question. Like, what did it look like last time? Okay. So that was a smaller debacle. Okay. So this was the failed rally. This was like, beware the failed rally. There were two failed rallies. Tom Brady had half of his money in FTX. Right. You know, guys that buy Bored Apes, $600,000. You know, I saw something that said if you did a leverage short on everybody who had a Super Bowl commercial last year, you made $1 billion. So way back when for Celsius, you had multiple failed rallies, and then this thing went down from April 4th, and it finally stopped on June 18th. And we're supposed to believe that FTX is supposed to go bankrupt, and that's supposed to be done in 2 days. When the market really has gone nowhere. It has gone nowhere. ETH is basically at the bottom of its old range. Like 1272 in ETH. It's like, oh, 1272 in ETH. ETH was there in September. Nothing has changed. Except these guys have blown up and they're telling you everything is okay. Please. It's like, I can't, I don't know. I don't know. I said that, but I can't believe I said it with a straight face, right? I don't prep this, but I'm looking at ETH back inside of its range, or is the floor about to become the ceiling? Okay. Okay. And then Justin Casey is saying Coinbase has $95 billion of customer assets on its balance sheet. For your information. When I saw that failed rally at 1696, when I saw this, let's go back to ETH, 89-minute. I have a joke about, about my personal position. Like, I have $1.25 less, $1.25 less on Coinbase, and I'm worried about it. I mean, not a funny joke, because I know people lost money in FTX, and I am sorry about those people. I feel bad, right? But when I saw this failed rally on a Saturday, this is exactly how Celsius started. Exactly. We got some help from a guy who's big on Twitter. He had a lot of macro stuff about why the market could go down. We weren't even thinking about this event-driven stuff. When I saw this, I was like, see you later. Good night. Goodbye. Later. Out. Because, you got a failed rally. You got a rally. It failed. Everyone got short. They got stopped out, and boom. And there's still a huge amount of shorts in the market now. So again, this ETH rally, this could be huge on the upside. I don't know. It could be like a mega move. Bear market rallies can be unbelievable. This is why I want to go on token metrics and do this level by level. But you also have to ask yourself, what happens if this rally fails? I mean, you have to ask yourself that question. People are like, oh my God, I'm panicking. All right. I'm sorry that you're panicking, but you have to ask yourself, what happens if something worse happens next week? Even if there's another rally today, what happens if they do this like weekend climaxing? Every low and every high has been made on a Saturday. They love that. So you have to ask yourself, what happens if this is like up Thursday, down Friday, down Saturday, oh no on Monday, and then boom on Tuesday? I mean, if that is a scenario, and it's just a scenario, what are you going to do about it? Right? Do you DCA in? Do you bid 14K for Bitcoin? Do you buy it at 14 or 11? Or if it continues to go up, do you do tax loss selling now while ETH is still like relatively close to its range? Do you DCA in Solana? I mean, it's so hard to hate Solana after what's happened to it. If the market bottoms, it probably will be because Solana is just so washed out. But again, is Justin Sun the Fed? No. Okay. Ola says, Doomsday Classic. We hope you are wrong. Me too, man. Me too. Right? The oscillator says there's a big move coming in ETH. This is on the 89-minute chart. It's the same signal, right? I hope this is wrong too. I mean, I hope the big move is up. God, wouldn't that be great? Because again, on the live stream, we have talked about what would happen if everybody was selling crypto. Everybody was puking out Satoshi's vision right as the macro reason for owning crypto appeared, which is Fed policy error, a legacy blow up, and the Fed overdoing it about inflation that they couldn't stop anyway because it's what's called structural. So wouldn't it be funny if everybody sold crypto into a hole and then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, the dollar is done. I got to own crypto. Like that's the case for a mega crypto rally. I just don't know if you can have the size of the bad positions that are out there and still have that rally beyond blowing out shorts in Bitcoin, which is why I want to go back over here, and I just think that, you type in Bitcoin on token metrics. Let's go to night mode so everyone's not blinded. Just this is how you pull it up, man. This is how I'm figuring it out. I mean, people like live TA. This is probably the new live TA. So you go to the resistance and support levels. You go to max. You wind up with this really complex looking chart that you have to kind of unpack. Okay. So there's 15.8, there's 19.3. Okay. I found it hard to believe. I'm not going to lie. I found it hard to believe that anybody would sell Bitcoin at 20K or that ETH, that the 2017 high was not support, and it wasn't. And we know why now, because of men behaving badly. So there's 16 was support, got the nice bounce. There's 14, and then there's 10 below that. There's essentially, there's nobody home. There's 16, 14, and 10. And pretty much everything I look at looks like this. ETH might be the exception, that ETH has got a lot of levels on the way down. Like this is like 16, 14, 10, or 16, 14, 11. Like this is where Saylor really got involved down here. Like this is where Saylor just said, right here. This is Saylor going, guess what? I'm buying this. And of course, nobody has talked about where he is in all this. I mean, I'm assuming he's not going to get liquidated below the old lows, or he would have already gotten liquidated, right? And of course, we're cheering. This is being done midday, and we're cheering for this thing to be much higher by the end of today. So if you're bullish, you want to see a strong close, right? If you're bearish, you want to watch out for a strong close today and a failed rally on Friday. Tomorrow's Veterans Day, a U.S. holiday. The market loves to do stupid shit on U.S. holidays. It could be up. It could be up and then down. So my final word to you is this. Know your levels. Beware the failed rally. Know your history of prior debacles, right? To refresh on that, go back to the start of the stream. Know your levels. Tokenmetrics.com. See what no one else can see, because that's what I'm doing. So I'm your host, Bill Noble. That's it for today. We will see you next time